Imagine waking up one morning to find that cement prices in India have suddenly surged. Steel production is slowing. Fertilizer supplies are tightening. And electricity infrastructure projects are getting delayed. But the cause isn't inside India. It's happening thousands of kilometers away in West Asia. The ongoing conflict in the region is not just threatening global oil markets. It could disrupt the very raw materials that power India's core industries. From steel and cement to fertilizers and diamonds, India's economy is deeply connected to the Middle East. And if the conflict escalates further, the ripple effects could reach every Indian household. So today, we ask a critical question. How could a war in West Asia disrupt India's economy? To understand the risk, we first need to understand India's dependence on West Asia. The region includes countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, Iran, Iraq, and Israel. In 2025 alone, India imported nearly $100 billion worth of goods from the region, and these imports include critical industrial inputs that keep Indian factories running. Let's start with one of India's fastest-growing sectors, construction and infrastructure. India is currently investing billions into highways, airports, railways, smart cities, and housing projects. But construction depends heavily on cement, and cement production relies on limestone and gypsum, a significant portion imported from West Asia. Another major sector at risk is steel production. India is the second largest steel producer in the world. Steel is used in buildings, bridges, automobiles, railways, and defense equipment. The DRI process relies heavily on natural gas, much of which comes from the Middle East. If the conflict disrupts gas supplies, steel plants could face rising costs. The conflict could also impact Indian agriculture. India imports large quantities of sulfur from West Asia, used to produce sulfuric acid, a key component in fertilizers. India's transition to renewable energy could also face challenges. The country imports large amounts of copper wire from West Asia, essential for power transmission and solar infrastructure. There's also an unexpected sector that could feel the impact. India's diamond processing industry imports more than 40% of its rough diamonds from West Asia, processed in Surat, Gujarat. But the biggest geopolitical risk lies in one narrow waterway, the Strait of Hormuz. This strategic choke point connects the Persian Gulf to global ocean trade routes. A large share of the world's oil, natural gas, and industrial shipments passes through this narrow corridor. If the conflict leads to closure of the Strait of Hormuz, it could trigger a global energy shock. Shipping costs would spike. Supply chains would slow down, and countries like India would feel the effects almost immediately. The West Asia conflict is often seen as a regional geopolitical crisis, but its consequences extend far beyond the battlefield. For India, the stakes are enormous, because the conflict doesn't just threaten oil supplies, it threatens the industrial foundations of the Indian economy. And in an interconnected world, even a distant conflict can reshape the future of global trade and economic stability.